Oh, that was the previous one. So Jason played once before, and he got a 3-0 over Spacey Macy. That's the only time that Jason played. When did Déca play? Déca played a little while ago. He played one series. He also won. He looked good. So yeah, Déca 3-0 Demi. And Demi is the best Indian StarCraft player of all time. Around the 5.7k Zerg. So both of these nerds had an excellent showing in the Big Brain Bouts. I feel like theoretically these two should be very evenly matched. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get to see too much of either of them. Jason obviously mostly plays in the American Weekly, plays some European ladder. I played against him a couple times, but I play very different than most other players at this level. So for me, this is just lean back, enjoy the series, and hopefully I did a good job matching these two up against one another.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
Bottom left side of Hackade, one of the new beautiful maps we have in our current massive map pool. We are looking at the main base of our Canadian Terran player. He said he's feeling good, confident. Give me someone around 5.8k. It is the streamer, a beautiful young man, JuggernautJason, Canadian Terran. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of the man who played one series earlier on the Big Brain Bouts, and he had a very impressive 3-0 against Demi. I did not actually cast that night, now that I think back about it. That is the night that I was in Utrecht at the Team Liquid headquarters together with Damu and Horstem. We were celebrating Ben's bachelor weekend. So Zombie Grub casted this young man. This is a French Protoss player called Déca. New patch, Déca is done for. Let's see. Honestly, I still don't have any strong opinions. Obviously, if Jason just spams Cyclones 3 games in a row and he completely wipes the floor with Déca, I could be like, alright, that seems problematic. But before we complain, let's see how these games play out and then we'll know. Déca, aka Void Ray Spammer. I did see the VOD of his games against Demi. And yes, the man had a lot of Void Rays, a lot of late game PvZ. We have Fear Dragon in the chat, guys, going for the weekly troll session of Roddy. Hey Roddy, what's your opinion on the opinion Cell has about the opinion Harstem made a video on about the community's opinion of the patch? I don't know. What is Cell's opinion? What is Harstem's opinion? What is the community's opinion? Pig won 3 in a row last night, telling his opponent that he was making Cyclones. That literally means nothing, you know that, right? I can play 500 games in a row against Lethal Shockwave and tell him 500 games in a row that I'm opening up Phoenix and I'll win all 500. Does that mean Phoenix is overpowered? Like, if you're telling me that Pig 3-0'd max packs with Cyclones, I'm like, okay, that seems like an issue. But Pig beating some random dude telling him that he's gonna go Cyclones does not mean anything. Come on, this is not rocket science. I played 2 games against Jimmy this morning, a 4.8k Terran, who was under the assumption I was a map hacker. I told him exactly what I was going to do. I still beat him twice in a row. Protoss Busto? Question mark? No, come on. That is such a silly argument. This map is a throwback to Death Aura. Was Death Aura the map that was similar to Dusk Towers? Because when I saw this setup, I was thinking a little bit of Dusk Towers, but obviously it's not like that. I was getting some 2K Atmosphere vibes of this map. I feel like this map is a bit of a mixture between 2K Atmosphere and Romanticide. Pig was making your point, but it is said that Twitch DMs do not understand nuance. Yeah, I believe that because I know that Pig is smart. Alright guys, first Cyclone on the other side of the map. A Reaper Cyclone against 2 Stalkers. How good is... I mean, both Cyclones will die, no? Anyway, we're having a lot of silly... Oh, he's gonna block with the Adept. That's a sexy block, but then bring your Stalker, mate. If you're gonna block like that, why don't you bring your Stalker? Cloak Banshee. I mean, against this build, I would actually love a Phoenix opening. If it's not multiple factories, if it's just single factory, I think Phoenix would be very good against this. But I have noticed in my own games that Phoenixes are less good when they spam mass factories. Jason needs to be careful here, by the way. Like, Cyclones may be good. They're also very fragile. I don't hate the start for Déca, even though he was supply blocked there for a split second. A single factory sap, I don't think so. I still think Phoenix is going to be very good against these kinds of builds. But yeah, if it's like double factory, triple CC, there I feel Cyclones are very good against Phoenix. Banshee does not have cloak yet. Stalkers are a little bit out of position. Blink is 15 seconds or so away from finishing up. Here we go. There's our countdown timer on the right side. Overall, I don't hate this start for Déca. I think it's quite alright. He's up 7 workers. I'd kind of like to see a third base though. If we're not going to go up to 3 bases, then what are we doing on 2 gate 4 gas robo? Nice blink. Does not kill the Banshee though. Jason is just going to build more Cyclones, more Banshees. Déca goes for 2 base Templar Archives. Now, I'll be honest, I am not really feeling that. Again, Cyclone Banshee, this just doesn't seem very good to me. Jason is going to get a very sweet scout on that, by the way. Dealing with Banshees that have Hyperflight Rotors and Cloak with only Stalkers is actually a bit of a nightmare. That pylon was in a very crappy spot. I think that Déca had a fine start to this game. But every choice that he made in the last 90 seconds, I am not very fond of. Now this feels like we are behind, and we're going to be even further behind. But I guess Cyclone... Oh, that's a nice catch at least on the Banshee. So Cyclones have how much HP, guys? 110. Storm deals 80 damage. Storm good against Cyclone? I guess it should be kind of good, no? Cyclones are pretty fat. Storm should be able to hit multiple targets. I just never believe in Storm. Yeah, I kind of agree with that inflatable Wolfie. Like, I've played maybe 10 games right now against the Neo Cyclone. I won the vast majority. I lost 2 or 3. But I've also been doing completely different openings. Nice blink into the main base, by the way. May actually deny Hyperflight Rotors. The observer is here as well. Careful with your Stalkers. Those Cyclones are ready to pounce on them on the low ground. Sexy Cyclone movement here by Jason. That is one way to punish the Blinky boys. Like, I'm trying something different against the Cyclone every single game. Sometimes double Robo, then double Stargate, triple Stargate. Or I go for Phoenix Zealot. I've tried to rush out +1 air armor a couple times, wondering if that's good. I don't think that's very good, but you know, you gotta try. What is the lower league counter to Cyclones? I would say Immortals, because if you play Protoss, because obviously in lower leagues people don't really know how to micro, and if you don't know how to micro and you just stand there with Cyclones, I think Immortals will have a field day with Cyclones. One of the pylons gets picked off. Thank you, Kybrit, for gifting a subby to Inflatable Wolfie. We have the Cyclone upgrade being researched now. Now we are looking at a lot of factories. 5 Cyclones at a time. We'll get a few more. I have no idea how these fights are going to go, guys. It does feel that the Cyclones are cornered here, though. Oh no, Jason, guys. He's still attacking the rocks. He was attacking the rocks forever. And he loses every single Cyclone. Well, guys, apparently they're not good enough to take down rocks. You guys are moaning about Cyclones all day, every day. Easy win for Jason. They can't even defeat a bunch of rocks. I mean, Déca can now just blink forward, run into the natural. Take out the last few Cyclones, and this could very well be it. JuggernautJason losing almost all of his Cyclones while attacking rocks and getting flanked by the Protoss army. GG gets called. Well, it seems that the ultimate counter to Cyclones are rocks. Dustin Browder truly was onto something, guys. Rocks are pretty good. Oh. That right there is why I quit the game. All your work is gone in an instant because you weren't looking for 2 seconds. I mean, if you want to go with that argument, I feel like that argument can go for every game. It's like, oh, guys, I had a perfect game of Dota, but then I ran into the fountain of my opponent because I wasn't paying attention. And I lost. Man, I was having a great run in Battlefield until I stepped onto the grenade. All my hard work was gone. Like, that's not a very good argument. I feel like that goes for pretty much every game. Dota, you just have one thing to look at. I don't think that's very true. If you're a good Dota player, you don't only look at one thing. You have to worry about flanks, you have to worry about your allies, you have to worry about runes. There's many things to look at. You have to manage your money, you have to buy items, you have to micro the courier. You cannot do Dota players dirty like that. Dota is actually an incredibly high-skilled game. I know for a while there was a bit of like elitism among die-hard StarCraft players, but Dota is incredibly high-skilled, and no one is ever going to convince me of anything else.
Round 2, fight!
Top left side of Oceanborn, we are looking at the main base of the man who built a lot of Cyclones, went for some Cloak Banshees. The Banshees didn't quite find what they were looking for, also lost his Hyperflight Rotor, so that obviously stung a little. But of course, the game deciding moment was him attacking the rocks, guys. Turns out that attacking the rocks with your back towards the enemy on your enemy side of the map is a risky choice. This is JuggernautJason. Down 0-1. Lost a game in the Big Brain Bouts for the first time ever against this man, who's now 4-0 by the way, guys, on the Friday night. A 3-0 over Demi, a 1-0 lead over Jason. If he wins again tonight, guys, I'm sending Cuckoo next time, okay? Cuckoo is coming for you. This is our French Protoss player, Déca. Second best of 5 of the night obviously means $80 for the winner and $20 for the loser. After this, prize pool will be $125 in total for the series, and the main event tonight is for 200 buckies. We've got a PvP coming up next. I don't know if PvP is supposed to be different on the new patch or not. I have the feeling we're going to see a lot of early aggression out of those two. But last but not least though, guys, we've got TVZ. And that I am very excited for, because Elaser actually requested to play on the new maps and on the new patch before the patch even went live yesterday night. So he seems to not be very worried about Cyclones. I am very curious to see what his answer is going to be. And I mean, in chess, you guys can say that if you're not paying attention for 1 second, your entire game cannot be ruined, right? Because it's turn-based. But you can also say, or you can make the argument for chess, that if you make one wrong move with your queen and you lose the queen, that your game is also over. Or even with your king, right? And checkmate. So chess is, I think, a very unforgivable game like that too. Except for the fact that you always have time to at least think about your wrong move. But one wrong move and the game can still be over. I am terrible at chess. Like, I am legendary bad at chess. But I know that much. Put timers next to the chessboard. Well, they have that, right? They've got the hyper fast speed chess, whatever they call it. Where it's like... It looks pretty impressive. I know nothing about chess, but I've seen a couple of videos about it. I believe that is actually becoming very popular, because they seem to mold over slow players. Which is a bit of a problem in poker as well, right? Where people are just freaking slow. Blitz, yeah, maybe that's the correct term. I didn't know the term, but I've seen a couple videos and I can see how that's fun. And obviously it requires some different skills. Double Reaper Hellion is the opening here for Jason. There are 2 Stalkers out for Déca. That should be enough to deal with this. Jason's follow-up is a Cyclone. Well, we have a Tech Lab. What are we going to do with this Tech Lab then if we're not using it? You don't need a Tech Lab for the Cyclone. Why is he, will he still just get the upgrade very quickly, or he forgot about the patch? I mean, after that previous game, I have a very hard time believing that he forgot about the patch. Yeah, I know you need it for the upgrade, but we're not... okay. Maybe it's just Cyclone into tank, and this is just the way that the build order flows. Alright. So 4 minutes into the game, we are going to leave our own main base with 4 Marines, a Cyclone, and a Medevac, while we still have 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Déca, I would really love a shield battery, amigo. Déca feels that he doesn't need a battery here. mean, he does have 5 stalkers. If the micro is very good, he could be fine. Now he's going to get a battery, but as a full wall off, he saw it with the observer. That's pointless. You're going to lose that battery immediately, no? And he cancels it himself. Nice micro on the stalker, breaks the lock on. Déca looks fine. All way before Blink is even done, Déca looks quite fine. First tank is out for Jason. Second tank in production. He's going to build 2 more barracks and a Raven. Seems that Déca is a believer in quick storm. Now there is a change, guys, to EMP. The EMP radius is going to be a bit smaller, and I believe there is less range on EMP. So we might see a whole lot more quick storm, because Protoss players will not only feel that A, fighting with storm against a Terran that doesn't have ghost is always great, and B, even when they have ghost, it should be a bit more doable to still get a lot of value out of your High Templars. I'm not a big storm lover myself, but that's in the previous patch. Maybe in this patch I can live with it. Observer, by the way, is following the Raven. Stalkers are on the chase. If these Stalkers blink forward and they're gonna get that Raven JuggernautJason. That is pure pain, my friend. Oh. It's turning into a rough series so far for the Terran. Where is that dude who said he didn't want to watch the games because it was gonna be a 3-0 easy peasy for Jason because he was gonna build a couple of Cyclones? Are you still watching, mate, or? It's looking like a lot of things so far, guys, but not an easy 3-0 for Jason. Oh, now Toss is OP, okay. Lethal was already here earlier. And this is very rough for Jason. Well, annoying start for him. Doesn't get anything done with his double Reaper Hellion. Doesn't get anything done with the follow-up of the 4 Marines Medevac Cyclone. Doesn't get anything done with the Raven. Déca has created an immense amount of time for himself. There's a lot of probes already. Can just transfer these probes, obviously. Man, that shadow, by the way. Sometimes it feels like you're about to get dropped. But then it's just the shadow of the shark. It's kind of annoying. We're gonna open things up, guys, with a good old storm drop. There is a tank, but a tank is not enough to one-shot nice storms on the SCVs. Only 5. Honestly, I felt like he deserved more. But a lot of SCVs are very low on HP. So either you use all your energy of your medevacs to heal them up, or they're very low on HP and they will die in the future. Seems that Jason is doubling down on his push. Do we have more? Oh, we have plenty of High Templars, guys. The army of Déca is out here. Jason throws down a scan and he's going to see this Protoss army. Déca obviously not. I was like, how does Déca have this perfect movement? But there was an observer on top of the army of Jason. That helps, guys. I mean, oh, nice. Not a bad first storm, I'd say. No, stop with the rocks, Jason. Don't we remember what happened in the last game, mate? Leave those rocks alone. Thought we learned our lesson by now. A triple medevac drop heading towards the main base. That guy is wondering right now, where did that Terran army go? I think he's gonna be fine. Sending out his Warp Prism one more time. Could warp in more High Templars. Triple drop. Obviously, against Templar Archives, though, your medevacs can always get feedback. I mean, Jason needs to do damage here, guys. He's down 19 workers. So I don't want to say it's now or never, but it's really time. He is going to move out with his main army at the same time. That is obviously a cool move. Here we go. Let's see how good his defense of Déca is. That one Archon is leading the charge. It's not very pretty defense because the units are kind of bottled up. But he does blink forward and snipes a full medevac. Jason with a mistake there, leaving the full medevac idle for a split second. What's up with that Warp Prism, by the way? Nothing. Dropped a very early storm. One of the tanks a little bit exposed. All hell breaking loose between these two. One tank has died. The other ones get saved by the medevac. He unloads them, drops the storm. Storm killing a tank. Don't leave your High Templars. Morph into an Archon, mate. Storm, bye. Bit of a mistake there, but he does land plenty of storms. Can blink forward one more time and snipe the medevac, and that is exactly what he's going to do. Warp Prism got F2. That happens to the best of us. He's going to fly it into a Widow Mine in the center of the map. That too happens to the best of us. That's okay. That's why we play Protoss. Okay, the only thing that's a bit concerning here for Déca, guys, is the lack of observers. If he has like 1 or 2 more ops so he can clean up these Widow Mines that are permanently hidden, I feel like he'd be cooking. And Jason needs a whole lot more than he's been getting so far. Somehow that Warp Prism did... I guess this Widow Mine already fired at something else. The Stalkers are waiting though. Jason, are we sure about this? Are we sure about this? We can't be sure. Blink to the low ground, mate. What do you do? Blink. Alright, here we go. The entire army. Use these Stalkers too. Oh, he wants to keep them there. Widow Mine does burrow, get a tiny shot off, but that is about it. What can the Warp Prism do, guys? In the main base, we're going to warp in 7 Zealots. Déca says, how about them apples? Déca is down in upgrades. But it feels that he's doing pretty good in this game. Another double drop, potentially heading towards the natural. Jason has a bit of a surround on Déca. That part is nice. These Widow Mines are still here. We need some detection, Mr. Déca. Dark Shrine is going to get revealed by this double drop. For a second there, I thought Protoss units were flying in, but that is once more just the shadow. I'm worried about those Widow Mines now everywhere. Please, mate, make some up. Oh. No! If you want to run Stalkers in range to bait the Widow Mine shells, then please blink away. Sweet baby Jesus. No, stop absorbing every mine shot with your units. Alright. I feel that Déca's making a couple of boo-boos here. The man does have +1 right now on the ground units. Alright, finally we have an observer with our army. That is nice. He's gonna fire up +2. He's got the Robo Bay coming online as well. Meanwhile, Jason has pulled a Beyond on us, guys. And he's gonna go for +2 armor before +2 attack. I do not recommend this. Even Beyond does not recommend this. You have people in the chat every now and then it's like, maybe Beyond does this for a reason. It's like, no, he doesn't. There is no one on this planet that believes +2 armor is better than +2 attack. Jason wants to take out more rocks. At least he's not doing it from this side. Jason, he's doing it again. That is the wrong side. Zealots running through a Widow Mine in the center of the map will find a Ghost. The Ghosts do not have personal cloaking, but the main army of Jason is here. We're still playing Minesweeper as we're cleaning up a couple of additional... Jason really hates rocks, doesn't he? Ooh. Nice storm, by the way. Nice storm. High Templar does die. Jason has a big army over here on the right too. Throws down a scan, kills the ups. Nice game between these two. It feels that these two are a pretty good match for one another, no? 13 minutes into game 2 after that game 1 we witnessed. I feel like this is actually a pretty good match. Jason now realizing that he forgot +2. That is a big deal. Don't rocks favor Terran here? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, he lost the Dark Shrine. No, he cancelled it earlier. Now we're gonna rebuild it. No, he can't. Wait, no, he does have it. Oh, yeah. Wait, so that's the third. Didn't he build a Dark Shrine here earlier, or am I crazy? Wait. Déca going for Dark Shrine number 3 in this game. Take it to Cosmic. Let's go, mate. Jason once more going for the Dunkirk strategy over here. We have a couple of Zealots running into the third, swiping up a couple of SCVs. Should always have a spare Dark Shrine. Very brave Marauders here. Déca probably wondering, since when does Terran have hallucination? Oh, that it made. He's crazy, but it might just work. But we have a couple of High Templars here, guys, that have energy to storm. Look at that shadow. Doesn't it look like the shadow is the heads up for the drop? We're gonna storm our own mineral line, but why the hell not? Can we morph it into an Archon? Zealots counter-attacking on the other side of the map. What a game between Jason and Déca. Legitimately, a lot of cool stuff happening. How many units can Jason get out of here? Not much. Déca's defense against the drops has just been excellent. We're now going into 2 Disruptors at a time. Yeah, I wouldn't hate a couple feedbacks. Obviously, Storm is solid to zone out the drops a little, but Jason has a 4th CC flying around. But at the moment, he's on 3 bases. Then again, Déca is on 3 bases. Like, Déca has completely mined out his 3 bases. With double Robo, double Dark Shrine, double everything. He's trying to expand, but the Widowmine says no. I understand that he finds it scary to go up to 4 bases. I can't really blame him for it. We still have 3 medevacs. There's a lot of energy in these medevacs, so feedback would absolutely hurt. Very old school feedback would one-shot everything. We have a Dark Templar sneaking into the natural as well. This is going to be annoying for Jason because look at that big blob of blue making its way to the other side of the map. Jason still has these medevacs on the right side. Seems that Déca's game plan is 3 base against 3 base is good for me. I just do not want to see you get base number 4. Jason is going to lose this command center though, but at least at the same time he's going to be able to deny this Nexus. Are we going to get a cancel on the Nexus? How does Déca have this much money? Fire, mate, fire! Oh, he fires, but Jason is paying attention. And now we're going to recall. Can he save them? He can save one, I think. No. I think he lost both. Well, there's a big fight happening over here. Oh my goodness, so many Vikings. As I'm looking at a couple of disruptors, the Immortals are doing their thing on the ground. It's a Neon improved Immortal, but it feels that Déca is in a bit of trouble. He's got no armor on these units. The flank has arrived from JuggernautJason. Now Deca's gonna try to flank that army again. Holy smokes, what a fight. Oh, Déca, we have so much money, mate. How can we take a fight like that without a way to immediately reinforce? Careful, one EMP could hurt so bad here. The ghost knows about it. Why didn't we EMP Jason? He had no energy. Jason was like 5 energy short. Does Jason have smart servos? No. Of course not. He did land a lot of Vikings, yeah. Feedback anything? I mean, at this point, split up your High Templars. And land a couple good storms, please. Seeing him walk around... walk around with 3 High Templars next to each other when we are 1 EMP away. This is good. Splitting them up like this. He had a bank, guys, that actually allows him to rebuild the vast majority of the units he lost there. Yes, we are playing on the Neo patch. Everything is on the Neo maps and Neo patch tonight. Jason is now going to float over his main, guys. He says, alright, if I'm not allowed to have 4 bases, what if I still have 3, but I can take a different base? And that is a play. Vikings have always just been so good if they get in the right position against Colossus. Especially if the Colossus don't have any armor upgrades. Déca does finally have +1 right now, guys, so that helps a little. As he's gonna get +3. We have 3 observers at this point. But that Widowmine is still there. We have 2 observers. And the EMP could land. We're gonna go for a storm. Why don't you feedback the ghost then? I think sometimes a feedback on a ghost with that much energy, and maybe even like a kill, I don't think it would have quite killed this. Well, actually, I think it may have. No, there's a Widowmine here. Oh, we're hiding. We're hiding in the bushes, guys. What a move. Jason is gonna go for Doom Drop number 9. Yeah, you would think a couple of sweet feedbacks on all these medevacs with all this energy would be nice. We've got... Oh, this is a good army though, guys. This is an excellent army by Jason. Jason had 1 ghost a little while ago. All of a sudden, he's got 9. We're going to have a big old drop in the main. That is a slow warp. No, it's not a slow warp in. It's a couple of DTs. At least that is a play. DT's getting quite a few hits off. We are landing EMP, a High Templar. Storms from the low ground. Finally, we feedback too. Excellent defense by Déca. Man, this is turning into a pretty epic Big Brain Bouts. Stalkers are now going to have to do their best to keep the Colossus safe. 1 Colossus dies, 2nd Colossus dies. Stalkers now battling bio units, not the Vikings, but every single Viking has died in the end. Can we land a sweet storm then? No. That was a lot of Vikings though, guys. That is pretty expensive. No! They're going to lose both of them. Both disruptors get picked up. We have not been able to land a single sweet purification Nova yet. As Jason picks up all these units one more time. +3 attack finishes up on the ground for Déca. As he has 17 Zealots, 2 Archons, 1 Colossus, 1 DT and 13 Stalkers that can benefit from that. And to me it kind of feels that Jason has this game now. Unless he does something very silly. Being 2 upgrades ahead. Having this many ghosts. Liberators. But he's also one bad drop away from still losing. Welcome, Graf. Thank you to the anonymous gift sub. Thank you to Mustang for the 8 months. Let's go, mate. That Widow Mine has been there forever. Jason probably really trying to protect it. He cannot save the Widow Mine, but he will get his vengeance on that Stalker. Jason also getting ready for Sunday Night Football, guys. Creating a little bit of an end zone over here. If a DT walks through it, it's a touchdown and the Protoss wins. That's why he's protecting the end zone with a missile turret. This Terran army looks a lot better than the Protoss army. That is a nice storm, though. Okay. Jason actually running back into the storm. If Déca lands 2 more storms like that, we are gaming again. What do we have here? Do we have any High Templars left behind? No, a couple of Zealots in the back of the base. Uh-oh. I've seen this before. That's the 3rd time I see 2 Disruptors go on a journey by themselves. Can we stop that, guys? We could have had like 6 or 8 Disruptors, but 3rd time in this game. Alright, Déca's now going to try to pounce on this army. Lands the zoning storm, running up a ramp into Liberators is one hell of a play. Kind of pays a pretty hefty price for it. I don't think you can take this fight, man. You're still down 2 upgrades when it comes to armor versus the attack of the Terran. And I think Jason is slowly but steady officially closing out this game. Sick game between these two. Went all over the place. Déca definitely had his moments, had his opportunities. Took a questionable fight or 2 and really struggled getting up to 4 bases. But all of that was okay. All of that was acceptable. Until he took that bad fight over here where he just lost everything. Jason had a very sexy surround. And I think that's kind of all he wrote for this game. Déca's gonna make another Disruptor. Oh. Maybe 1 is the magical number, guys. Maybe 2 Disruptors is just not for him. Jason dropping in the main base. And he will officially close it out. GG after 22 minutes. Juggernaut Jason ties things up. Second best of 5, by the way, guys, of the night, where we won't have a 3-0. I'm happy. This was an excellent game between these two. Legitimately very good game. And I'm very curious to see what game 3 is going to bring to the table, as we obviously had back-to-back Storm openings. Jason switching it up a little bit, playing all-out mech game 1, playing a bit of bio. Well, a lot of bio in game 2. Next game will be played on hard-let. Looked like Toss was on the back foot the whole game. I don't agree with that. I actually really like Déca's position. At one point they were even in bases. And Déca had more workers and he was up 35 supply. I think Déca was in an excellent position. Just had a very hard time. Also, don't forget that he took a game-deciding fight with 2,800 minerals and 1,000 gas in the bank. If he takes that fight and he's a bit more ready and he has more awareness of where the Terran forces are coming from, I think he could have taken a perfectly fine fight there. When is Cuckoo playing again? The problem is that I've invited Cuckoo a few too many times. That a few people have a meltdown if they see Cuckoo on another fight card. I'm like, Roddy is playing favorites. Keeps on inviting the same young nerds. Somebody should really give me a list of stats of players that have played the most. I know that Cuckoo and Baby Marine are up there. Goblin hasn't played all that many times. Fiont has played a couple of times. Cuckoo vs. Roddy would be sick. Nah, that's more of a community rumble special. The idea of the Big Brain Bouts is that the games are going to be close and competitive. And if I announce a series where everyone knows I'm going to 3-0 Cuckoo, that's not meant for the BBB. It needs to be hard for the people out there to figure out who is going to win.
Round 3.
Fight!
In the top left side of Hardlet, we are looking at the main base of the French Protoss. We're all tied up after 2. Seems to love Storm. Will we open with the Templar Archives once more? This is Déca. In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of our Canadian Terran. Had a 3-0 victory a while ago over Demi. He's all tied up as well. This is JuggernautJason. Still waiting for Roddy vs. Demu. Demu is afraid, mate. I have challenged Demu time and time again. You guys, if Katz is streaming tonight or any of the other casters that is part of our hotel lobby chat, ask them. It was there. I challenged Demu over and over again. I did my best to make it happen. My friend Benjamin is a coward. He does not want to play Roddy. All he can do is win one best of one on the ladder with a proxy marauder and then post screenshots about it and brag. But when it comes to playing an actual best of 5, he is afraid. Maybe now he's ready because he can spam some cyclones. Oh no, I dropped that gauntlet many times. I flew to Sweden, guys, for Ben's wedding. And I dropped the gauntlet in front of his house. You know what he did? He picked it up and he threw it in the forest. Pretended it didn't happen, but he knew it happened. Do a best of 7, but cycle between SE2 and AoE 4. I've never played one game of AoE 4, so that'd be pointless. But I would play him in Warcraft 3, for sure. I'm not afraid. Alright, guys. Jason is gonna open up with double refinery. We've got a reactor on the barracks, and he's building a factory. So I guess we're gonna do the swapperoo, right? And we're gonna spam some cyclones. Earlier we were casting the WTL Codes. That's kicked off earlier this morning. And I think Future had a very cool build against Hearthstone. And I felt like it should have worked. And I wonder if we're gonna see that more often. There's like a factory and then another factory that's out on the map. And then you just Marine Cyclone all in. Seems pretty good to me. Can't believe that Hearthstone won that game. It was legitimately very impressive. I think that Ben will still beat Beastie in StarCraft 2, but I think that Beastie is currently better than Ben in Age of Empires. But I don't really know much about Age of Empires. I know that Marine Lord is the GOAT. And the Moreno brothers are good, but the Moreno brothers are good in everything they do. Like, you guys can already circle the first Stormgate World Champion. It's either going to be Lucifron or Vortex. It's inevitable. I just don't know which one of the two. They are both stupidly talented and incredibly good at everything they do. If you run an esports org and you want to make sure you have a good player on Zero Space or Stormgate when it comes out, sign the Moreno brothers. Guys, Saro is the GOAT. But Saro is just the GOAT of StarCraft 2. Vortex and Lucifron were literally amazing at Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, Heroes of the Storm, and now Age of Empires 4. Do you know how freaking hard it is to be on top of your scene in 4 different games? Like, those guys actually deserve a documentary meant or dedicated to them. They sound old though, Roddy. They're kind of old. Well, I don't know. I think it's fine. No, they are stupid. They're stupid good and stupid talented. That guy is switching things up a little bit, guys. As he is opening things up with a charge. We'll still go for a Templar Archives. Is this going to turn into like some sort of a weird all-in then? The new patch is out. It is on NA spots. It's not on Europe yet, but we are going to play on the new patch and the new maps. Since it is live on NA. I am live for almost 8 hours. Yeah, I played a bit of ladder. I was very excited to play some ladder games. Anyway, I'll talk more about that later. Wait, shouldn't this be good for a Zealot Archon, guys? We are going to get an Archon. How many gateways do we have? Only 4? I don't know. We kind of need a sentry here, no? Guardian Shield. I feel that Zealot Archon should be very, very, very good against this. As I think we are looking at 2 nerds and 1 attack each other. I don't know if this is the right amount of units to fight with, though. I would have loved to see Déca wait for like 4 more Zealots. But he still feels that this is the fight to take, and I think he's wrong. Yeah. These fights, they snowball like no tomorrow. I think if he's just a little bit patient and he gets a few more units, he'd be fine. Does at least get one of the tanks. I would let that Zealot, by the way, get on top of the Marines. Hope that the tank fires one more time. Some SCVs are dying, but I guess those are the SCVs that were brought to the other side of the map. Déca's gonna try to get an Immortal out. 1 more Archon. I don't know. I still think that the Protoss should normally be fine here, guys. Jason is on 25 SCVs. Déca just needs to chill. But Déca doesn't want to chill. He's just gonna go for it immediately again. Split up your units, mate. The tank is splashing over everything. Oh, Déca. Honestly, I think this is a bit of a throw. I really think that Déca had a perfect build order to completely smash this push of Jason. All he needed was either a Guardian Shield or just be a little bit more patient. And he might still win because he's up 18 workers. And he's about to become a 6-gate Protoss. But obviously it's going to be harder and harder. The Banshee count goes up and there are bunkers to worry about. Okay, he's already thinking of the flank or the run by, one of the two. We have a battery here. Jason has not built an SCV in forever. But he is starting to make some good progress to the other side of the map. One gateway is unpowered, but it's honestly, as long as Déca stays chill, I kind of feel like he's got a chance. His Zealots are about to get some damage done on the other side of the map. Okay, this is now a problem though, guys. 3 bunkers and 2 more bunkers coming up. As Déca is going to go for the Desperation Darkstrike. He now realizes, I think, how all in Jason is when he sees absolutely 0 SCVs in the natural. Yeah, obviously Jason says, alright, I may be all in, but I kind of like how all in I am over here. No, don't do this. You cannot run into all these tanks and all these bunkers. It is a beautiful setup by JuggernautJason. We gotta give him that. Is there a world, guys, where we can win because of Darkstrike? Is there a... use battery overcharge, mate. Battery overcharge. Save your Nexus a little bit, no? Don't you want to save your Nexus? He's gonna give up on it. Okay. Okay, what can we do? He's gonna cancel that Immortal. Jason at this point is having a heart attack. Because if Déca has a hidden base, Jason will know that he's kind of screwed. He has so many scans. He has 2 scans. We're gonna warp in a couple of DTs. I like the idea of warping them in on the other side of the map. I actually really like that idea. A scan has gone down, but the scan has not revealed the Dark Shrine yet. I wish, by the way, for Déca that he had just 1 probe out and about on the map. Having a single probe on the other side would be so big. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How many scans do we have left? We're gonna lose. We have 1 scan available. 1 scan available, guys. 1 scan available, and he does throw down the scan, but he doesn't get the DT. That is a bit of a problem. This DT right now could prevent this one from landing, but there is a Raven on the way. Oh, guys, if Déca only just had 1 probe alive still on the other side of the map. That is a big DT run by, but what are you gonna do with it? He's gonna warp in 2 more DTs, but the Raven is on the way. Jason is about to lose the vast majority of his SCVs. But I mean, he's got... Oh, DTs on the other side of the map. That's big. Déca, guys, with the invisible guy. Now Jason needs to choose where does he scan. Déca with the DTs defensively at the same time as the DT was trying to create some chaos on the other side of the map. And he is blocking that orbital. Now we can scan on the side of Jason. And Jason will scan, but Déca, don't block your own stuff. No, he has no observer. Oh my goodness, Jason says 2 people can play this game, mate. I may not be able to see your DTs, but you can see those Banshees. Drama on the Friday night here. Nobody's got detection. So 42 workers against 13 SCVs, but double orbital against single orbital. Alright. He's got no observer either. Man, if guys, Jason can just YOLO everything. But he doesn't know, obviously. Jason cannot see the things that we can see. But these 3 Banshees could right-click on top of every single probe and kill every single probe. But the man does not know. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. These Banshees. He's got 5 cloaked Banshees against a man. He destroyed the robo, yes, but just because you destroyed the robo, that doesn't mean that there is never an observer, right? Maybe he thought there was an observer on hold position. Oh my, oh my. I mean, this army though, guys. We don't have Storm. I mean, then again, there is a lot of Immortals. I'm mostly worried about the DPS of the Banshees on the side of Déca. I kind of feel like the tanks and Marines without Stim and Combat Shield he can deal with. But all these Banshees, that's so many Banshees. And did he sneak out a probe yet? Yeah, he did. Okay, he snuck out a probe. That is big. But there's so much DPS. I would love to see feedback on the Banshees, by the way. He's going to use battery overcharge. Jason apparently doesn't give a fuck about battery overcharge. Sweet Archon hit, by the way, on them Banshees. Déca now going for the hidden base. Jason needs to be careful. Round 2 of the contain. Yeah, I would love a few feedbacks, but at this point, Déca is very broke, to be fair, right? It's not like he can just warp in 7 High Templars and feedback everything. I think Jason's got it. We're gonna feedback 1 Banshee. Go for this one. Oh, that one. We have another DT on the other side of the map. Only once. No, 0 scan soon. 1 scan available. Doesn't live. That's a big tank shot. Every single DT is so valuable at this point. I guess Déca's gonna recall every single probe to the bottom left. If only, guys, he just had 1 probe out. Before all those bunkers went up the first time around. If he had 1 probe out, I think he would have won. But now I believe this game belongs to Jason. Unless the Raven dies and the DTs win it. But this seems impossible. We go for a big recall. I like how many probes he recalled, and he still has 17 probes here. Jason just put on a scan. I don't know if he saw the recall. Don't forget that the Stalkers don't have blink. He recalled mostly probes. Enough probes to fully saturate an entire base, so that is kind of big. 2 Zealots are going to run into the natural now. Guys, Jason's economy is still ghetto. Ooh, careful with your tank! If the tank shoots at that, that would have been painful. I feel like Jason knows there is a hidden base. He's trying to scout for it, but every time he goes, Déca is there to deny the scout. Can Déca... No, you can't go down this ramp, right? Déca now knows, guys, that the Banshees are gone, but you have no blink. No, not Stalkers first. Never Stalkers first. You gotta go Archon first or Immortals first, not the Stalkers first. Oh. Alright, guys, the Banshees are now going to find a dead hidden base. And that means that Déca is going to run out of steam and run out of options. JuggernautJason, 14 minutes into the game, 21 probes and a ridiculous amount of Cloak Banshees, is going to take the 2-1 lead in this pretty memorable best of 5. And it's far from over. This is only game 3. The winner gets $80 from Basilisk. The loser gets 20. DTs have snuck into the main base again. And only 1 scan is available, but I think Déca is dead. Unless the Archon somehow solo all the Banshees, but how can that ever happen? What about a missile turret, Mr. Jason? Like 1 turret over here. Wouldn't that have made his life a little bit easier? I feel like a single missile turret, guys, would have made his life a bit easier. Déca's gonna try to break out, but no. It's not going to happen. The Terran army is too big, too powerful. Yeah, Jason's like, you know what? Missile turret is pretty good too. Spot DTs. Jason checking right now. He's like, please don't have another hidden base. That would be very bad. I think we can now end it. I think this clown fiesta has gone on for long enough. That guy's out of options. Okay, apparently he's gonna try to solo the tanks. Yeah, there's still a Raven to worry about. You guys think he's gonna lose the War Prism to the missile turret? It was an awesome game. Sometimes awesome games though do go on for like a little too long. Alright, these Immortals are finding some good damage. Do we have another DT though? No, we have no more DTs. Oh, we do have War Prism Micro. War Prism Micro is pretty good. Déca has a dreamer. Oh, we're gonna warp in a couple of Zealots too? Okay. But there's one more tank. The Immortals need to get dropped on top of the tank. Okay, Jason is now really going to lose every single SCV. He got close to that a couple of times. Déca and the War Prism and 2 Immortals will say that this ain't over yet, but I still think it's kind of over because eventually, he does lose the War Prism. Like, eventually Jason can mine, and the only option that Déca has is that he breaks through this. I don't know about bringing 7 Banshees back, but I kind of feel that 1 Banshee should be enough to deal with 2 Immortals. The 6 SCVs of Jason are in the middle of nowhere. Jason now realizing that maybe he should bring the Banshees back to the other side of the map. Yeah, it is a clown fiesta, but it is a clown fiesta that's over, guys. I mean, that guy is going to try to break out, obviously. That's the only thing he can do, but he's got no blink. He's got no micro potential. Jason is now checking again. He's like, please don't have a new hidden base. This was a little bit of everything. Here we go. The final move of Déca. Gets 1 or 2 very sweet Archon hits off there, by the way. But the Banshees obviously have too much micro potential. The Archons are going to derp through the meat grinder. And the Terran army will reign supreme. It's not Skytos. It's Sky Terran that will secure the 2-1 lead. What a game between Jason and Déca. Is Jason streaming, by the way, guys? Because I would love to see his reaction after winning a game like that. There is no better feeling than winning a game like that. He is?
Oh my god. I need a cigarette immediately.
Awesome game, guys. Awesome game. Make sure to go ahead and give Jason some love. I will post the link in the chat. He's not done yet, though. He's going to have to do it at least one more time. Game 4 will be played on Solaris. I'll let him know, though, that if you do want a break... It's okay. Oh, he does not allow me to whisper him. No, it's best of 5. Everything in the Big Brain Bouts is always best of 5. If Déca says no need. That is fine. I'll let the nerds choose, guys. That was a great moment to open his stream. I don't think that Jason even smokes. I've never seen or heard him talk about smoking, so I think it was more just it was so stressful that I don't even smoke, but I want a cigarette. Alright, Jason says give me 1 minute, guys. I'll take a very tiny break, and after that I'll be back with game 4. Alright. Jason says he's good to go. I am good to go. Between the second and the third series, guys, I will take a slightly longer break. I'm just going to devour a sandwich quickly. I have been live for 8 hours and 8 minutes. I did not eat anything in these 8 hours and 8 minutes. So between the second and third series, I'm just going to eat a sandwich very quick. But first, we're going to wrap this one up. And this one could still go on for a little while longer. Because I don't think Déca's done yet. Déca was ready immediately. He wants more. Jason should be ready. He was ready. Yeah. Jason is ready. Déca's ready. Let's go. Game 4 on Solaris. What a series so far between these two. What a fun Big Brain Bouts, guys. We've had a couple of very epic and fun games. And we're not even halfway through. We've got 2 more best of 5s coming up. There is no list. I mean, technically, I could make the list. It would take me 20-30 minutes. But yeah, I'll make that. Maybe after tonight, guys, when I'm done and I've had my dinner, maybe I'll make a list of how often everyone has played in the Big Brain Bouts, and I'll post it in the Discord. If you want to do that for me, Wingant, yeah, I will definitely not say no.
Round 4. Fight.
Here we go. Round 4, second series of the night. 80 bucks for the winner, 20 buckies for the loser. Big Brain Bouts number 41 already, brought to you by Basilisk. Top right side, the French Protoss. He's down 1-2. It's Déca. Loving Storm in the new patch, guys. I don't think that he played with Storm all that much in the previous patch. So this definitely does seem to be something that he believes in this current version of StarCraft 2. In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who just wanted a short game, went for a 2-phase all-in, and it turned into 19 minutes or 22 minutes even of drama. But in the end, he got the job done with a whole bunch of Banshees. It is the Canadian Terran trying to get his second win on the Friday night, JuggernautJason. We posted his link, his stream link in the chat. Obviously, feel free to stop by his stream and give him some love. I think Jason is an awesome dude. He's been around for a very long time. And I think he's got a very good stream. Very high quality, always had a beautiful setup. Nice camera, nice lights. Handsome face, all of that helps, you know. And he goes for a very early wall up here, guys. So maybe some mind games coming into game 4. If you're Déca, this is a bit scary because you don't know what else is out there. He's already describing himself. I mean, all of those things obviously apply to me too. But no, I was talking about Jason. Obviously, no idea where this is gonna go. Could be just a couple of Reapers into Hellions, but I don't know. We'll see. Déca going for the 1 gate fast expand is gonna Chrono Boost out his first Adept. Will most likely play Twilight again. I feel like if we play Twilight 3 games in a row, I highly doubt we're gonna do something different in game 4. And a lot of the Protoss players on this current new patch seem to believe that Twilight is the best way to open. Otherwise, you're gonna be in trouble against Cyclones. Could be Banshee again. On a night where Juanito is in the main event, it would only make sense that we have a lot of Banshees. We are now already a little bit behind schedule. This is normally when the 3rd series is supposed to start, but that is a PvP, so shouldn't take too long. Even though we had some epic PvPs. And I think it was actually Spots who, I think that was in WTL, where he had that game on Altitude, which was an absolutely insane game. I had a Spots or Gerald, one of the two. Twilight Robo once more on the side of Déca. Doors are open though. Double Reaper Hellion is just gonna drive in, but all the probes are still safe in the main, so I guess crisis averted. I would have liked to see him shade. He is going to shade. Is that good enough to kill the Reaper? If you let it finish up, then your Reaper, your Adept is in trouble. What is happening? Is this old patch and new patch? New patch and new maps tonight. Reaper is gonna give its life and sacrifice itself in the main base. Cyclone seems a bit similar. Maybe we have that little medevac marine Cyclone drop again. Yeah, nice quick pull there on the probes to trap the Reaper. I'm okay with it. You lose a bit of mining time, but at least it makes your life a little bit easier. Déca does not have a shield battery yet in the natural, just like he didn't have it on whatever the name of that other map was. Oceanborn, maybe? That time he got away with it. I guess with 4 Stalkers and the ability to wipe in a few more, he should be fine. Yo! Bon, aka Craft, thank you so much, mate, for the 113 months. That is a crazy long time. Oh, this... Man, if those Stalkers would have fired all of that medevac, guys. I don't think that medevac could have been in a bit of trouble. This opening is really not doing a lot for Jason. But he's not in that much economic trouble. He's only down 4 workers. So if we then don't lose our medevac, it is okay. Yes, you can produce 2 Cyclones at a time on this patch. Now there is still an upgrade for the Cyclone. The Cyclone speed upgrade. And you do need a tech lab to research that. But you can build 2 Cyclones at a time if your reactor is connected to the factory. Wait, what did you just cancel that, guys? Was that a robo or what did you just cancel there? Something got scouted by the Reaper and he cancelled it. It was Templar Archives. Okay, so the Templar Archives got scouted, he cancelled it. And he's going to rebuild the Dark Shrine immediately. Alright. I don't know if I like the fact that he's building it on the exact same spot, but I guess it's okay. Stalkers are once more hunting for a Raven. They did manage to snipe it on Oceanborn. Or at least in game 2. Maybe it was a different map. A Déca moment. I feel like we only have Cobble moments. We can't just have everyone have their moment. Cobble needs to feel special in something, guys. Come on now. Can't take that away from our man. I like the spotting pylons. And that's gonna make your life a little bit easier, I think, against this Raven. There is a lot of space for this Raven to chill though. Ooh, painful pull, painful pull. Dark Shrine is gonna finish up, and we can't ignore the fact that now, guys, the Raven is in the top right side. I don't think we opened double Raven. Nope, he dropped some mules, guys. There is a warp prism here that can warp in some DTs on the other side of the map. And at the moment, JuggernautJason has absolutely 0 detection. And Terran does not have recall. Oh, this is going to hurt a lot. 3 DTs get warped into the main base. Make it 4 DTs. Is this the Greatest cancel on the Templar Archives into a Dark Shrine in history. Stim gets denied immediately. SCVs will die. This missile turret is not going to see the light of day. And that Raven is still stuck in the top right side. Oh, poor Jason, guys. Poor Jason is forced to tap out immediately. We're going to game 5. Déca with the Templar Archives cancel of the century. Rebuilds the Dark Shrine. Ay, ay, ay. That is... Oh, that's so big. Jason spots the Templar Archives. Reaper dies. He cancels it. Goes Dark Shrine. Wins the game. Oh, that's... Now that's a Protoss moment right there. If I've ever seen someone go full Protoss. That is classic Protoss, guys. Our first game 5 of the night. Let's go. A 3-1 in our opening series. And we're going to distance in our second one. And hey, we're going to play the final game on the map that... don't think I've played a single game on. LC1. I don't think I've played on this map one time. Or maybe I did one letter game. Which one is this? I think this is one of the new maps that wasn't part of the original 7 that became 6. I don't think I've ever seen this map. I tried to play on it, but I've not played on it yet. Jason stream check? No. You're not allowed to check in on a man after he loses a game 7 to some DTs. That's illegal. You can't do that. Too much Terran hate in the chat today. People are hating on everything, Kansas. It is a nice mixture of hating on Terran, hating on Protoss, hating on the Balance Council. We're hating on everything. Trying to keep it in check, but every now and then a couple comments sneak through the cracks. We've had people complaining about Protoss being too strong, Terran too strong, everything is too strong. Almost seems like we have a good game.
Final round. Fight!
Yeah, exactly, the Kitten Jedi. Do we really need to open the stream of a Terran that's playing a nail-biting best of 5 and they lose game 4 to a couple of DTs? Do we really need to check in on that guy? I think we know perfectly fine what's going on over at that stream. Uh-oh. Who's lagging? Indy? Please tell me. Indy. In case Indy drops out, guys, just let him know that he's obviously allowed to open my stream and watch the remaining part of this game on my stream. Oh, he's still here. No need to worry. Alright, guys, here we go. Final round. Top right side, a Canadian Terran player trying to get his second W on the Friday night. JuggernautJason. Polish internet strong, guys. Indy gets saved by that legendary Polish power. Bottom left side of LC1, we are looking at the main base of the French Protoss. One of the best tech cancels I have ever seen in a game that matters. This is Déca. And oh my, guys. Jason says, mate, I already told you before, if you want to play it dirty, I can play it dirty. Where the DTs were going undetected, but then the Banshees went undetected. And now Jason said, mate, you're going to cheese me in game 4. I will cheese you in game 5. This is it. And he has the same setup, guys. And last game, Déca showed this a lot of respect. Demi, and onto now Demi 3-0. So last game, Déca scouted this, and he's like, oh, well, turned out there was nothing. This time around, there is something, but this map is pretty big. How on earth are you supposed to find this proxy? What kind of a build is this anyway? What are we doing exactly? Is it Marines at home, Marauders on the other side of the map? Yeah. Oh, that is big though, guys, for Déca. That is big. Marines at home and Marauders proxied. Okay. Or is it just mass Marine? No, he's still mining gas. Tech lab. Alright, well. Game 5 is not going to be a very long game. I think that much is obvious at this point. Déca is showing this a little bit more respect than he did, or than I thought he would, because he's staying on 1 gas, guys. Déca is staying on 1 gas, and he's chrono boosting out Stalkers this time around. So he's kind of expecting something not to be quite right here. He's gonna see the reactor though, and that should make him feel that he should take another gas. And getting the battery is big. I'm wondering why he's making the current call that he is making. Because it's not that different than what he said. At this point, you're gonna second guess yourself. And you'd be like, well, I guess nothing too weird is happening. He is checking, though. He is checking, but this map is massive. Oh, he's actually going to find it. He's actually going to find it here with the probe in game 5. At this point, guys, it's just 2 gates, and he's rolling probes, chrono boosting the Nexus. He's like, oh, cool, not a worry in the world. Now he knows, and he should immediately, I think, build extra batteries. And make sure that you have maybe a backup pylon. I like the backup pylon, I like the backup battery. 2 gateways, it should be fine for Déca, right? I think this should be enough of a heads up. I don't think he's going to die here. And if he doesn't die, he's going to be in an amazing spot. Because Jason is as all in as one man could be. 1 base Terran, 16 SCVs. Even have a sentry on the way. Déca now with a 3rd gateway, warp gate finishing up. I think it should be an easy hold for Déca. Thank you, Foucault, for the 76 months. I really think this should be an easy hold. We're going to even boo a couple of boys. Maybe it's never easy, but I feel like we should never mess this up. On the side of Déca, I wouldn't hate 1 more battery, by the way. I think 1 more battery would have been nice, but maybe it's not needed. Here we go. It is as committed as it's going to be. The SCVs are going to be put. That is a lot of Marauders, though. They could potentially one-shot some stuff. He's going to go for the Pylon. That will unpower at least 1 battery, so only 1 battery remaining. Maybe Jason should go for this battery. Jason should go for that battery and will go for that battery. So we are going to get a bit more excitement than I thought we were going to get. But I still think Déca should be fine. Yeah, I mean, even if Déca defends on 1 base, he's fine. I think Déca's okay. Jason has lost the vast majority of his units. Extra stalkers have been wiped in. Déca is going to make it down the ramp. And it will be a perfect 2-0 for the man from France on the Friday night. Wins an epic 3-2. Best of 5 over JuggernautJason. Whew, one hell of a series, guys. 2 very cheesy games to wrap it up with. 1 by Déca, 1 by Jason. Awesome series. Jason says, GG's, thanks for the invite. Fantastic. GG's, mate. Super fun series for us. Jason, always a sweetheart, always a gentleman. So he goes 1-1 on the Friday night. Déca now 2-0. Cool. Now we're going to settle that prediction. Wonder what you guys voted for. I guess maybe, if I have to guess, I guess most of you guys voted for Jason, but not by a whole lot. Like 62-38. That's my guess. 71-29. Whoa! Got some big winners in the chat tonight. 29% of the folks thought Déca was going to win the series, and he did. Means we're going to get ready for the next one. For Jumi versus Spots. PvP Best of 5 co-main event. BBB number 41. For Jumi, Spots. An old German co-main event, guys. 2 of the finer German nerds out there. But it's not Lambo, Showtime, or Gabe. It is Spots versus Jumi. Jumi asked me personally if he could play again. He obviously took a little bit of a break of StarCraft. He was unhappy with how he was doing. Then he got into an accident. But it seems like he has recovered. And he said, Roddy, can I play? I was like, of course, Jumi. We will always welcome you back.